Hello Sparkle family, and welcome to another Flow State Tarot video. If you have watched my last video, I am your host Lea Audrey, and we are still on the mountain overlook, but now we're from a different perspective. You're across from me now, but since I'm out here, I just wanted to go ahead and do another collective reading because it's just so beautiful and peaceful, and I'm feeling very tapped into nature's energy. So what I want to do is think about exactly that. How can nature help me heal? So I'm going to keep using my new tarot deck. I'm just going to pull two cards as a quick little collective. And I'm going to pull two runes to go with the cards. And we're just going to look at how can nature help me heal? Maybe some of us need to touch grass. For me, that was the case. I had to go and touch some grass. So how can nature help me heal? And while I shuffle is a great time for you all to do some breath work. And there came our two cards as I spoke about that. So make sure you do some breath work too, as always, so that we can really efficiently intake the messages that we are trying to receive. So if you'll humor me, we'll take a deep breath in. Hold it at the top. Breathe it out the mouth. Do this 2 or 3 more times until you feel centered, and let us take a look. You guys, so we have the 5 of Pentacles and the Chariot. And I'll insert some pictures or a clip here so you can see since you're across the way from me. But how can nature help us heal? So first of all, go take a walk in it, right? With the 5 of Pentacles, we are trying to connect with ourselves, but out in a space where we come from, right? So when we're applying this to nature, specifically to the 5 of Pentacles, we're wandering. And this can be also aimlessly, like we can aimlessly wander. We can go outside and not really have a direction. Maybe we can find a trail or something, a new place to explore where we can just wander without a plan, right? Maybe you want to get lost, right? And then with the Chariot, it's this forward motion, right? We are putting ourselves into a vessel of evolution, right? A chariot, I mean, the imagery is dudes riding on the chariot, right? And to be in nature to heal ourselves, it's much like that forward motion, because if you are of the spiritual thought, maybe you practice grounding, right? I would say that's a way, a vessel of forward movement and connection with the world and ourselves. And when we go into nature to heal, we're usually looking for something, right? But we're not maybe sure what that is because, well, we're trying to heal and we haven't found it, right? So the exploration and the journey is part of the process that pays off. When you wander aimlessly in the world, in your life, there's so much opportunity for things that you can't predict to come across your path, right? Take driving a different way to work. Now, I know that's not necessarily nature, but maybe you choose a scenic drive. And on the way, you see a flower bush that reminds you of the one in your aunt's backyard. And then you have a beautiful memory, something untapped that you didn't know that you needed to think about. And reflect on in your life. And then you go and you buy that flower bush. Sorry, everyone. And you plant it in your yard, right? And a piece of your heart is now evolved because you had this experience and it brought a memory that was important to you, that you reintegrated it into your life. So the chariot, it's the vessel for us. It's by going out into the world, specifically nature, and exploring it and letting it fill us with everything that there is to experience, we're able to get this forward motion in our healing in our lives. So I would like to build on these two things by grabbing some runes. I hope this is making sense to you all. I am a little like, I keep hearing the beautiful birds. I don't know if you can hear them through my mic. And just looking out at the scenery next to me. I wish there was a better way to mount you guys, but the ledge is a little small to put my tripod and my phone up there because I'm literally on top of a cliff. So that would be great, wouldn't it? All right, my friends. With the Five of Pentacles, we have journey. That makes me want to cry. Because, guys, like, when you ask and you listen, you receive, right? Five of Pentacles, journey, all I just talked to you about was a journey. Going outside into nature, into life, and exploring and going on this experience without having a path, right? Maybe we need to cry outside. Maybe that's part of the journey too, right? Let us see what the book says. It's concerned with communication, something that has two sides, two elements, and with an ultimate union that comes at the end of the journey, when what is above and what is below are united and of one mind. Inner worth mounts here. You are not intended to rely entirely upon your own power. Instead, ask what constitutes right action. Ask through prayer or meditation, whatever speaks to you, through addressing the teacher within. This journey is towards self-healing, self-change, and union. The union of heaven and earth cannot be forced. Regulate any excess in your life. Material advantages must not weigh heavily on this journey of the self. So this also is, really symbolic of how nature can help us heal, because when you're going out here, it's just you and it. There is no distraction of who's calling me. What do I need to clean? Have I paid my bills this month? With the Chariot, we have possessions. My friends, you really, you can't write the divine. She comes in and she's going to tell you what she's meant to tell you. This rune promises nourishment from the most worldly to the sacred and divine. This rune calls for a deep probing of the meaning of profit and gain in your life. Look with care to know whether it is wealth or possessions you require for well-being rather than self-rule. Conserve what has already been gained. Use mindfulness, especially in times of good fortune. So, in applying this to being out in nature, I would also prompt you to ask yourself, what are the things I really desire in my life, especially with actual possessions? What makes me feel good? Sometimes it can be helpful to think like, if I could only pack all my things into a car, what would I choose? Now, I'm not saying do anything dramatic like that, but in the context of this reading for healing, it's calling attention to us to spend time out in the world to realize what it is that's important to us and maybe what we can get rid of for our greater good. Thank you for joining me, my Sparkle family, out here on the Overlook. I'm feeling very inspired and grateful And if you are here joining me on this journey, thank you very much. It's very important and special to me. So I hope you'll follow me along. Leave a little peace sign or a heart in the comments if you made it all the way. And if you know anything more about runes, please let me know, because this is a new learning journey for me. Peace and love to you all, and I'll see you in the next video.